Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Essential Wellness webinar. I'm Aisha Harley, and I'm here today with very special guest, Eliza Bonet. She has joined me in doTERRA, and she's going to co-teach with me and also share some of her powerful testimonials. This is an exclusive webinar for eWomen Network. Welcome, ladies. We're really excited that you've joined us.
Good morning.
And we are going to share some very special tips for all of you today, some of my favorite essential oil secrets, and have lots of great information to share. And we also have a special offer at the end, so please stay tuned till the end of the webinar. Okay, so it is our intention to educate and empower you to use doTERRA essential oils to promote wellness and vitality. We're going to start off with sharing what is an essential oil. An essential oil is actually nature's defense mechanism for plants and cells. They're pure extracts from plants, and they are very powerful. They are safe, and for the most part, they do not have side effects. However, I kind of laugh about this because oftentimes I note the side effects to be very positive in things that you actually are not expecting. And you'll see on the picture, this is a picture of a peppermint leaf, close up, and you'll see that tiny little oil sac on the peppermint. And not all plants in nature are actually aromatic, and the plants that are more powerful, and they have a more powerful defense system against natural threats, insects, and then it also helps in the pollination process. Essential oils are also very powerful. They're actually 50 to 70 times more powerful than dried herbs. And a great example of that is that 1 drop of peppermint is equal to drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. And Eliza has a powerful story that she wants to share about some of her experience with peppermint.
Well, I taught a class on Saturday, and one of the ladies there had a headache. And when I passed the peppermint oil, I told her to put it on her head. And within maybe 20 minutes, she was just astounded that the peppermint oil had actually taken away that headache to the point where she normally has to take medication. And she was just so surprised. I also met someone else that purchased peppermint just off the shelf at a store. And she had to dump half the bottle into her diffuser because
that's a lot of peppermint.
it just was diluted, and she wasn't getting any benefit. And when she started using the doTERRA peppermint oil, I told her, you just need 4 or 5 drops maybe in your diffuser. And she called me, and she was just so excited and was saying how the entire house smelled so wonderful, and the entire family was enjoying that really wonderful peppermint scent. So doTERRA essential oils are just so potent.
Yes, they are. And peppermint is such a multi-purpose oil. Peppermint is wonderful to put a drop in tea and drink. And from drinking that, it can help with mental clarity. It can help clear your sinuses. It's really great to rub on the back of your neck if you're getting overheated. So I like to put peppermint and lavender in a bottle and call it my air conditioning in a bottle. So when we have these really hot days in Portland, I'll spray it on the back of my neck. Most of us in Portland don't have air conditioning, and our climate's getting hotter. It's also great if you have a bug bite. You can put it on that bite with a little bit of lavender to help with the itch. It's so effective. And peppermint's also actually a really good oil for pain. It actually helps calm the nerves, and peppermint oil is a driver oil, so you can blend it with a lot of other oils and it will help drive them into your system. So there's just so many benefits from peppermint. Essential oils are safe. They're super easy to use. We're going to go over how to use them in this webinar, and they are incredibly effective, and they're also really affordable. On average, 1 drop of essential oil is pennies per drop, and you're going to get anywhere from 250 to 300 drops of oil in a bottle. It depends on the viscosity of the oil to how many drops there are. And really, you can like cure a bellyache, a headache, just the daily aches and pains with a few drops of essential oil. And so when you actually compare them to the cost of pharmaceuticals or over-the-counter pharmaceuticals, which you can replace all over-the-counter pharmaceuticals, oftentimes one bottle of oil will replace several over-the-counter pharmaceuticals. They're just incredibly cost effective. So I want to talk a little bit about why doTERRA, because you may have noticed that essential oils are becoming more popular on the marketplace. We're seeing them more and more in the grocery store, and more people are talking about them. And that's really because of what doTERRA has done to bring essential oils into the marketplace. And not all essential oils are created the same, and we really want you to understand the difference in quality and purity, because when you put an essential oil on your skin, it goes right into your bloodstream, and so anything else that might be in that essential oil will also go right into your bloodstream. And most essential oils are actually heavily adulterated. The FDA does not regulate the essential oil industry, so anybody can actually put anything on a bottle of oil, and you don't really know what is in that bottle. So all the things that we are talking about today are exclusively only for doTERRA. And personally, these are the only oils that I will put on my skin, that I will diffuse into the air, and that I will also take internally. So doTERRA, knowing this, wanted to create a standard which actually has not existed in the essential oil industry. And so they created their own label, which is CPTG, which stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what this is about. So first of all, our oils are sourced from all over the world. And the reason why this is important is because the lavender growing in our backyard is medicinally very different than the lavender that's grown in the high altitudes of France. You're going to get a different caliber of essential oil coming from different regions of the world. So our oils come from 40 total countries, with 23 of them being developing countries. Now, what's also really important is that 80% of our oils are actually exclusive to doTERRA. We have direct contracts with growers, which means that you are not going to find a doTERRA oil bottled and sold by another company. Most essential oil companies actually purchase their oils from brokers, and those brokers will oftentimes adulterate the essential oils. They are oftentimes exploiting the growers, et cetera, and then different people will put their label on that bottle of oil. Where the oils that you are getting from doTERRA, we have direct relationships with the growers, and I'm going to share a little bit more about our co-impact sourcing and our Healing Hands Foundation. And the oils that we are bringing to you are exclusive, and they are truly the very best oils you can find in the entire world. So we also partner with the world's foremost experts on essential oil science. One of them in particular, his name is Dr. Robert Pappas, and he is one of the leading essential oil chemists in the entire world. And so once oils are grown and distilled, those oils get sent to his lab, and he runs them through a series of tests. Then, once he gives them their seal of approval that they are totally pure, that there are no adulterants and there's no heavy metals, there's no pesticides, there's no herbicides. Sometimes those things can drift in from other crops. And so you don't know if they're in there unless you do the testing. So once they pass his standard of testing, they then get sent to doTERRA, and doTERRA does the testing process all over again just to make sure. They then give them a final validation, and they actually pull them off the assembly line when they're getting sent out, and they spot test them. So doTERRA is absolutely 100% committed to their purity and their potency, and that's why our oils work, and that's why they offer results. I love this. This is very near and dear to my heart. doTERRA also has a co-impact sourcing initiative, and this is to help empower growers, families, and communities. And this is where our direct relationships come in hand to hand. We are helping thousands, even millions of people in third world countries, and we're helping create a sustainable economy and growth and a sustainable income. And we're helping economies flourish through our co-impact sourcing program. We also then have a nonprofit organization called the Healing Hands Foundation, and 100% of proceeds go to this organization. doTERRA works directly with each village, and they take in what that village needs. So for instance, in Haiti, where our vetiver is grown, the Haitians were needing to walk for over an hour every day to get their water. And we put in a water line right into the village. They no longer have to do that long hot walk every day to get their water. We will also put in schools and hospitals. It really just depends on the needs of their community. We work with other nonprofit organizations that we partner with and we help fund. We work with a program called Days with Girls, where they actually teach women about their cycle and supply them with supplies, because many women, young girls, actually drop out of school when their cycle starts because they don't have the proper education and they're shamed around their cycle. So doTERRA is very passionate about working with these different organizations. When you do your doTERRA orders, if you simply donate $1 every month, just $1 with your order, that will allow doTERRA to put a new village or a new school, a new hospital, whatever is needed in one village every single month. That is the power of $1 each. And of course you can donate more, but for us, $1 is so insignificant. So we ask that everybody just donate $1 a month. So doTERRA is a wellness company. And although we really focus on essential oils, we also have some amazing other products we're going to share with you. And your wellness is based on this wellness pyramid, which includes eating right, exercise, rest, and managing stress, and the reduction of your toxic load. So that kind of filters into your lifestyle choices. And then with your healthcare, there's your informed self-care. So learning about essential oils and how to use them falls into that category of informed self-care. And then there's the proactive medical care, which also the essential oils fall into that. So again, we're going to go over some of our favorite tips in a moment. There's a little bit more that I want to share about essential oils before we get into the tips. This is actually a really big takeaway. And if you get anything from this webinar, this is really important. Essential oils are incredibly effective. In fact, we have Melaleuca on the screen, but oregano is one of the most powerful antibiotics on the planet. And as you'll see on our screen, there's a cell, and there's the threat of bacteria, which lives on the outside of a cell, and there's a threat of a virus that lives on the inside of the cell. And when you go to the doctor with a virus, right, what do they usually tell you?
Go home and rest. And
have some chicken soup, right? And that is because most antibiotics do not penetrate a cell wall, and they actually cannot kill a virus. But essential oils can. Essential oils will penetrate a cell wall. They know what to kill and what not to kill. They also clean up their own waste. So when you have an antibiotic, you take it and it just obliterates everything, and oftentimes will leave you with yeast infection, right? You get antibiotics, you get a yeast infection, where essential oils are not going to do that. And we as a society are becoming more and more resistant to antibiotics. Yeah. And as many of you may know, when you go into the hospital, you can go in for surgery and walk out with a MRSA infection. It's actually quite common. And a MRSA infection can kill you.
My sister.
I have a dear friend, sadly, that got killed from a MRSA infection. They're very fierce. And essential oils are known to kill MRSA: On Guard, Melaleuca, oregano. So I use essential oils as my at-home antibiotics. And when you start feeling yourself getting ill, if you put a few drops of Melaleuca under your tongue every 15 minutes to a half an hour, oftentimes you can knock out or greatly reduce the lifespan of that bacterial or viral infection. So our Melaleuca, also known as tea tree, is sourced from Australia. It's also great. You can add it to shampoo if you have kind of itchy or flaky scalp. It's really great for any kind of skin infections, any blemishes. It's gentle enough to use directly out of the bottle. It's also great for irritated skin and or any kind of mouth irritations. It's great for like any kind of tooth infections. And you can apply it to a cotton ball for any kind of ear discomfort, ear aches. It's very effective for that. So I'm going to go over the 3 ways and how we use essential oils, which are aromatically, topically, and internally. Elisa and I actually have this diffuser. This is the petal diffuser going right now. We have some of the Forgive essential oil in it, which is, it's a blend that I love. And so I actually have one in my office, in my kitchen,
so do I.
in my bedroom.
They're everywhere.
You can get them for your car.
Have them in my car.
Yes. So you can start with one, but then they might begin to multiply as you use them. And when you use essential oils aromatically, they go right into the limbic system. I'm going to talk about the limbic system a little bit more in a moment, but they have a very calming and soothing effect on your brain and on your limbic system. So just by diffusing them in the home, you can have a very calming effect for your animals and for everybody in the home. Likewise, if you want a more stimulating effect, you can use a more stimulating and uplifting oil like peppermint. So if you're feeling low or you have low energy or you need more mental clarity, you can put peppermint, you can put rosemary in the diffuser. Wild orange, exactly, which is great for depression, anxiety, etc. Whereas if you need to have a more, excuse me, calming effect, then you can put lavender, some frankincense, serenity, balance. Exactly. So you get to decide. Essential oils also clean the air. So if you have somebody in the home that is ill and you have the rest of the family to protect, simply by diffusing the essential oils, it will actually kill airborne viruses, etc. Also mold spores. We live in a very damp climate. So putting On Guard in your air is a very effective thing to do. It's also very supportive for the immune system. And it also just supports your breathing. We have this blend Breathe, which is lovely. And it is wonderful for the lungs and the sinuses. So any kind of lung or sinus issue, you can rub it on your chest. You can just rub it on your hands and bring it up to your nose and inhale it. You can also take it and breathe it in through your mouth. So you make like a little cup with your hand and bring it in through your mouth. You can apply it to your chest, the bottoms of your feet, especially for small babies. If they have a respiratory infection, you can put that oil on the very bottoms of their feet, and that will circulate through their system.
I love the trick you showed me on just putting a drop on your thumb.
Yes.
Putting it on the palate or the roof of your mouth. That works really well.
Yeah. If you're congested, you can put a drop of Breathe or peppermint here, and you put it in your mouth, and you hold it about 20 seconds, and it will totally open up the sinuses. Now, if you're suffering from seasonal allergies, does anyone have seasonal allergies? The magic potion for that is 3 drops of lavender, lemon, and peppermint. And you can put it in a little shot glass, and you can just swallow it. You can put them directly into your tongue. And another thing that I want you to know is that essential oils are not a Band-Aid. They actually are going to begin to heal and get to the root cause of the issue. So I know so many people that have suffered their whole life from horrific allergies, and as their bodies have healed from using the doTERRA essential oils and the doTERRA products, they no longer suffer from allergies.
Right.
And so you'll find as you use these products on a regular basis, you will begin to have things clear up that you might not have even been addressing.
Right. My husband loves the Breathe. He has terrible sinus issues, and he uses it now instead of Vicks. Vicks was his go-to every night, even throughout the day. He'd put it in his nose, he'd put it on his mustache, put it on his chest. And we know that has petrochemicals. And so now Breathe has replaced all the Vicks products that we used to use. And he even carries a little bottle with him everywhere he goes because he just loves it so much, and it's made such a difference in his breathing.
That's so awesome. Yeah, Breathe is fantastic. Okay, topically. So the next way that we like to use them is topically. And you can use them topically for aches or pains. You can use them for skin irritations. You can use them just locally where you need them. It's great to rub them on the bottoms of the feet. When you put the oils on the bottoms of the feet, it's a great way for them to get up and circulate through the entire bloodstream. You can also, chest, back of the neck, again, troubled areas. And we also say that it's safe to use our oils neat, which means you can take the oil and you can just pour it right out of the bottle and put it in your hands and rub it on. Now, with that said, you can also dilute it into a carrier oil. Like we have a fractionated coconut oil, which they take all the fat out of the coconut, and it's a really great thing to dilute it down, especially for children or anybody that's really sensitive, if you want to do a massage with it. So you can really use the oils in whatever way you prefer. The oils you want to be really mindful of are the hot oils like oregano, lemongrass, cinnamon. They could cause a little bit of skin sensitivity. They're not going to hurt you, but if you ever put an oil on and it's too intense, or you put it on a child and it's too intense, then get a carrier oil like the coconut oil, even olive oil in your kitchen, and put it over the oil, and it will diffuse any of that burning or tingling. If you splash water on it, which is the intuitive thing to do, it will actually intensify it. So you want to dilute it with a carrier oil. Deep Blue is a powerful oil. It comes in the straight oil, a roll-on, which is also the straight oil, just different delivery system, and then also a rub, and it is great for nourishing muscles and joints. It's great to apply before exercise, or if you're going to be working on your feet all day, put it on before and then put it on during and then put it on again after, and it will really help stop the inflammation cycle. It's great for massage. And then Elisa has a powerful story that she wants to share about using it.
Oh gosh, Deep Blue is one of my absolute favorite oils and rubs. I also use the polyphenol complex, the Deep Blue polyphenol complex.
Which is an internal complex for pain and inflammation.
Absolutely.
Which I highly recommend.
Well, with the Deep Blue, my personal experience has been because I have fibromyalgia, I do suffer from ongoing inflammation and pain, and it's very debilitating. But the Deep Blue has really reduced my pain levels dramatically. I use all three, the oil, the rub, and the supplement. But in addition to that, I'm noticing that just different people I'm interacting with are having very powerful stories regarding the Deep Blue. I have a friend in California who's tried all sorts of creams and rubs for some severe shoulder issues. And Deep Blue is the only thing that's really given him long-lasting relief. I just had another class on Saturday, and when I passed the Deep Blue rub, this woman was suffering from knee pain. And by the end of the class, she was just so amazed that her pain was absolutely gone. Mm-hmm. So it does work. And it's one of those rubs that I have all over the house, and I carry it with me because it's also very effective for that time of month when you have menstrual cramps. And I do have very severe female issues in that regard. And so the Deep Blue is amazing because I never would think that a rub would eliminate.
Yes.
And I don't have to take any type of pain medication anymore.
Which is amazing, especially for those kind of issues.
Yes.
I've had the same experience where I have a very challenging cycle of endometriosis. My cramps are off the charts to the point where I can't even move to get a painkiller. Yeah. And the oils have dramatically decrease the pain. I still have a little mild ache,
Mm-hmm.
but I can get up and go about the day, and I don't have to take a painkiller.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before I couldn't even move.
Yeah.
You know, so for me to have something actually work that's natural,
Mm-hmm.
I've done acupuncture, I've done so many things, nothing's worked, has actually been really mind-blowing for me. Okay, and then the last way that we're going to talk about using them is internally. So there's different models in aromatherapy, and we follow the French model, which is using them all three ways: aromatically, topically, and internally. If you go online and start doing a lot of research, you'll find that there's some controversy about internal use, but we want you to know that it's totally safe, and the French have been doing it for years. And when you look at the history of aromatherapy, the schools branched off for various reasons, but not because of safety. And then that's just carried on through the generations. So using them internally is an incredibly effective way to use them for your healthcare. One simple way to use them to get started is simply add a couple drops of lemon to your water. When you drink the essential oils, especially the citrus oils, they actually help pull out petrochemicals from the fat cells and help naturally detox your body on a daily basis. Plus, it makes your water taste great. Mm-hmm. It's easy to do, and it's also very alkalinizing for your system, and it's also really good for your liver support. So the ways you take the oils internally are you can put them in water and drink them. Please never put them in plastic. It's okay if it's the BPA free, mm-hmm. but I'm just not a plastic fan in general, so always prefer glass or metal. You can drop them directly under your tongue, and or if it's a really hot oil, again, like oregano, thyme, lemongrass, you'd want, and you're taking them more like on an antibiotic basis, you'd put it in a gel cap and then swallow that. They're really life-changing, and I'll share a little bit more about how I use them in my story in a minute. So again, lemon is a really great multi-purpose oil for cleaning our bodies internally, but it's also really effective house cleaner. And if you ever get anything sticky, that you like gummy, sticky, lemon will take it right off. And it smells great, and so it's great to diffuse. The citrus oils can be photosensitive, so it's safe to wear on your skin, but you do not want to put it on your skin and go sit out in the sun. You'll get brown spots from that. So I'd like everybody to know about that. Okay, so we're going to get into the fun part of the class. That was just sort of your general introduction about how to use them. And then also keep in mind that we really are passionate about supporting everybody in their use. And so as you get started with your oils, we will be here to help you get started with the best oils that are right for you, with the ones that you need for your health and or for your family, and also give you guidance on how to get started and how to begin to use them. So what I want to share with you today are some of my favorite tips. I want to share just some daily wellness tips. I want to share my favorite oil to keep your skin beautiful. I've actually never had good skin, ever. I've always had issues with breakouts and acne and bags under my eyes. And my skin's still not perfect, but my skin is better than it's ever been. And I'm in my mid-40s, and I'm very grateful that I'm finally having decent skin. You can also use, I realize I spelled healthy wrong there. There's always one typo on every PowerPoint.
Happens to us all.
I'm going to talk to you about some oils to promote healthy weight management, also to support your mood and also sleep. And then I have a magic lymph and healthy breast blend, and then also how to support your hormones. So the first wellness tip is just simply, I know you hear this all the time, drink plenty of water. And I talked about this already a little bit, but I'd also like to introduce, along with lemon, the grapefruit and the wild orange. The citrus oils are also very high in limonene, which is very anti-cancerous. And 95% of cancer is actually from toxicity, more so than being hereditary based. This is no joke. In the last month, I have actually lost 3 friends to cancer that are in their mid-40s. And more younger people are dying from cancer. And it's heartbreaking. It is something that's very real, and it's something that the amount of toxicity that we are exposed to on a daily basis is more so than our ancestors were exposed to in an entire lifetime. And even if you eat well and filter your water and do everything you can, you go out and breathe the air, it's in the food. Like, there's really no way to get away from the toxicity that our planet is inundated with. So just simply by putting some oils in your water every day is a wonderful way to just gently cleanse your body on a daily basis. Next is beautiful skin. So this Immortelle is one of my most favorite oils. I think of this as the Cleopatra oil. It has all the oils that were coveted by the pharaohs and by the Greeks. Do you know that at one point frankincense was valued to be more expensive than gold? It was traded, and it was kept by the pharaohs. Like, it wasn't given to the common people because of its healing properties. Frankincense is being studied and shown to kill cancer. It's amazing for your brain health. It actually has been shown to cross the blood-brain barrier and can really help heal the brain. It is phenomenal for your skin. I mean, and 95% of frankincense on the market is actually adulterated or fully synthetic. Mm-hmm. So in this blend of Immortelle is the frankincense, also sandalwood, which is divine. We also have lavender, which again is a beautiful oil, myrrh, helichrysum. You'll also notice these were the oils given to baby Jesus. Mm-hmm. They're the oils you'll find in the Bible. And then also rose, which is a coveted oil. It takes thousands of petals to make one drop of rose oil, and our rose comes from Bulgaria. It's about $350 for a 5 ml bottle, and you can't actually buy it by itself because it's so rare and the crop is so limited every year, but it is in the Immortelle. So I actually take it and I roll a heart on my face, and I actually have morning affirmations that I do. And then I just take it and I pat it into my skin, and it helps with the reduction of fine lines and wrinkles. And it really helps contribute to kind of reduce the contributing factors to aging skin. It's really good if you have any sun damage in your skin. It can actually, you'll find if you use it over time that any dark spots will begin to slough off. Again, it's very anti-cancerous, and it's supporting your skin at a cellular level. You can also use it with other skincare products. You just want to make sure the products are pure, because if you put it over something, it will drive those ingredients deeper into your skin. Mm-hmm. So I actually like to use it first on bare skin. Now, not only is it great for your skin, but it's good for your eye health and it's good for your brain health. So I know, having had Lyme, moving closer to 50, my brain is, I get forgetful, just not always working as it should. And so I want to do everything that I can to help support my brain health, and using frankincense every day is a really great thing to do that. So you're getting all these multiple benefits, and plus it smells divine. So I highly recommend checking out the Immortelle. Now, this is the Slim and Sassy, and this is actually the oil that I had my first most powerful experience with, and this is why I'm here. This is really the oil that changed my life. It is marketed for weight loss, but it's so much more than that, and it's an oil that I believe everybody should take. First of all that is in it is lemon, ginger, cinnamon, grapefruit, and peppermint. That's all that it is. And it gives you metabolic support. It also balances your blood sugar. It helps naturally manage hunger, and it will curb your appetite naturally. I mean, it's quite amazing if you have any kind of craving for sugar, carbs, a glass of wine at night, whatever it is, we all have our thing, chocolate. It will just naturally curb it, and you just don't want it. Like I've really experienced that firsthand. It also will help with your mental clarity. And it will also improve your energy. When I go work out in the morning, I take 5 drops of this under my tongue before I work out, and it just helps with my energy. Also, if you get a low blood sugar dip in the middle of the day, it will help balance your blood sugar. And you wouldn't think of this oil for this issue, but when I was suffering with Lyme, one of the symptoms I had was I did not sleep for about 4 years. I had horrible insomnia. I tried everything natural. I'm pretty opposed to pharmaceuticals. So I had some Ambien for like the nights where I just couldn't take it. But I think I took 3. Like I just refused to get in the habit of taking those. Melatonin wasn't working. I was taking tryptophan. I was doing yoga. I would take hot baths. I just was not sleeping. And if you've experienced that yourself, you know that it can be very debilitating to your life. And so I started taking the Slim and Sassy actually for no particular reason besides my girlfriend told me to give it a try. And I kid you not, in 3 days, I started sleeping.
That's amazing.
And that was now almost 4 years ago. And the other thing that started to happen is from having Lyme, I had really bad brain fog. I could not read a page of a book and tell you what I just read. I could not track a conversation. I still have a hard time with names, but bad actually face and name recognition. And it really hampered my self-esteem because I really began to think that I was stupid. Like my brain was just not functioning, and word recall and all kinds of things were really challenging for me. And the Slim and Sassy really began to clear up my brain fog. And my mental clarity, again, it's not perfect, but it is 1,000 times better than it was a few years ago. In fact, there is no way I actually could have made it through presenting a webinar a few years ago because my tracking, and my exhaustion levels just would not be able to deliver this kind of information. And so let me share with you how to use it. So I actually recommend that everybody take it as a daily health tonic. Again, more mental energy, balance your blood sugar. In fact, keeping a balanced blood sugar is a key to the longevity of your health. It's going to help with adrenal support. Adrenal support is also key to all of your hormone balance and to your overall health and your longevity. And it's awesome. It's really awesome. So the way that I take it is I take 3 to 5 drops directly under my tongue. I just, again, open the bottle. I just drop them under my tongue. I always recommend starting slow. When you're new to oils, start with 3 drops a couple times a day, and then you can work it up. Now, you're not going to lose weight if your body does not need to lose weight, so you don't need to worry about that. Every oil is going to work different with the individual. It's going to help bring your body into a place of homeostasis and balance. So if you don't need to lose weight, try it 3 to 5 drops, just 2 to 3 times a day. I usually also don't take it past about 6 or 7 unless I'm going out. It will stimulate your energy, but not in a caffeinated, artificial way.
Right.
It just makes you more alert. Now, I love the taste of it. Not everybody loves the taste of it. If you don't like the taste of it, you can have the gel cap and you can just swallow that every day. And or you can put it in your water and drink it throughout the day. How do you like to use it?
I just do it directly under my tongue.
Yeah.
And I've been slowly increasing it. And I really love the taste of it.
I do too.
And I've noticed that it has helped with my cravings. I'm a big carb addict. I love anything that has carbs in it. I love sweets. And so since I started taking the Slim and Sassy, I've noticed that has greatly reduced.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so magical, and it will help reset your metabolism. And your metabolism has to do with so much more than just digestion. It has to do, again, with your sleep. It affects your hormones. Like, it affects your whole system. And so many of us are operating on stress and adrenal fatigue that most of us need help in this department. So that's why I really like to recommend this as a daily tonic for everybody to take. Okay, so let's talk about the limbic system. When you smell an oil, so smelling an oil, it seems so simple, but it is so incredibly powerful because it is the fastest way to your brain. The limbic system supports a variety of functions, including your adrenaline, your emotion, your behavior, your motivation, your long-term memory, and your olfaction. Emotional life is largely housed in the limbic system, and it has a great deal to do with the formation of your memories. Also, addiction patterns, they are stored in your amygdala. And so when you breathe an oil in within seconds, it has an effect on your entire system. So we want to share with you, again, we already talked about using a diffuser, but using a diffuser, like a lot of people when they get their oils aren't, there's a little bit of a learning curve. I know that when I got my oils, I'm like, what do I do with all of these?
Exactly.
The simplest thing to do is to get out your diffuser and turn it on. And I'm not gonna single out the men here, but oftentimes the men are a little slower to take to the oils. So a great way to just introduce them in a non-threatening kind of way is just to put the diffuser on. Now I have a lot of school teachers in my organization, and they have reported amazing things from diffusing oils in the classroom.
Wow.
Better retention, better attention span, less hyperactivity. If you have a child in the home that is really hyperactive and or somebody in the home that's suffering from depression or really low energy, just diffusing the oils is a wonderful way to support that. When I brought my first dog home, she had really severe PTSD, and I got the pheromones, I got the thunder jacket, I got everything. Nothing worked. And I just diffused oils in the bedroom every day. I actually started sleeping better. And then her anxiety over time subsided.
Right.
And it was powerful. Yeah, it's a sleep tip that if you diffuse, my sleep had greatly improved from the Slim and Sassy, but then I was having the pattern where it was just taking me longer than I would have liked to fall asleep. And then I would wake up again around 4 and have a hard time falling asleep.
Yeah.
So I found that if I diffuse the oils throughout the night, I fall asleep faster. And when I wake up, I go right back to sleep. And so I have a beautiful sleep blend. It's actually, if you look on my website at aishaharley.me under the blog, I have a blend called the Magical Sleep Blend that I make up and I put in my diffuser.
Yeah.
And anyway, so just a really great way to use them. So this is a new line to doTERRA. You can use so many of the oils for this purpose, but these oils were specifically designed to support different ranges of emotion. So there's motivate, cheer, passion, forgive, console, and peace. Now, I also say choose the one that you also love and that your body's responding to, even if it might not correlate with what you have going on in your life. We're actually diffusing forgive right now. And emotionally, I've done a lot of forgiving. So I feel like I'm good in that area, but forgive tends to be the oil that I'm just really, really drawn to. So the oils, you'll see over on the right, there's this kind of circle, and the oils are made up of the tree oils, the florals, the mints, the citruses, the spices, and the herbs and the grasses. And I just want to share with you kind of what those oils are good for. So for instance, mint is very uplifting and calming. The citrus oils are very energizing and elevating. The spice oils are exciting. They create intrigue and passion. The herbs and the grasses are very soothing and clarifying. And the tree and the wood oils are very grounding and balancing. And then the florals are very calming and comforting. So these categories of essential oils elicit specific emotions based on their chemical makeup. And this is scientifically shown. This isn't just something that we're saying.
Yeah.
We're not just making it up.
Studies and research.
Exactly. In fact, if you go on to PubMed, there are extensive studies about essential oils and health conditions and use for emotion, treating PTSD, treating addictions, etc. And they can be such an amazing support. So in this chart, what's really great is that if you're new to oils and you don't know where to begin, again, like I said, you can just open an oil and smell it and say, I love that. I don't recommend, if you don't love an oil, don't force it upon yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I found that there have been oils that I haven't loved in the beginning, and then over time, I love them. I'm not sure what happened there. Well, we'll keep going. So if you look at this chart, you'll see there's anxious, insecure, apathetic. That would then lead you towards peace and or motivate. So then you know what oil to choose. And Elise is going to share her powerful story with using Serenity. So along with the aromatic line, we also have Serenity, Balance, Elevation, and Citrus Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
And these oils are also great for everything in the emotional spectrum. And she's had a really powerful experience with this oil.
Right. Well, Serenity was actually the very first oil that created that bond with doTERRA for me. Just like Slim and Sassy was your oil that changed your life, Serenity was the oil that literally changed my life. I have suffered from very severe clinical depression most of my life, as well as severe anxiety with full-blown debilitating panic attacks. And Serenity was introduced to me at a convention, and I became very anxious because of the crowds, and I did not have my medication on me. And one of the ladies there had Serenity, and she told me to try it. And I thought, how can an oil help me with this horrible anxiety that's about to turn into a panic attack, when all I ever take is something really strong that has been addictive and very potent. But I was desperate. I tried it and I couldn't believe it. But just within 5-7 minutes, I could feel my entire nervous system calm down.
Yeah. So
and
powerful.
My heart palpitation stopped, and my hands were cold, and my body temperature began to regulate. And I couldn't believe that it didn't escalate to that next level. And this was in December, I believe. And I haven't taken another Xanax or Valium or any other type of anti-anxiety medication
That's
since.
Incredible.
So Serenity, I can't be without it. I love it. And then just using it over time, I've noticed that just my emotional balance has stabilized.
Yeah.
And I don't have that fluctuation going on anymore.
Wow.
So it might be the Serenity or the blend of the vitamins and just everything I'm doing with the doTERRA products. But I'm off 7 medications now.
That's amazing.
And I'm down to 1 med. And I just can't believe it, because I've been on medication all my life.
Yeah. And I just met you kind of last summer, last spring.
Right.
We connected towards the end of the summer. And I know you were really suffering when I met you. You had so much pain and just struggles in your life. And it has been mind-blowing for me to actually watch your growth and your healing, and what a quick time that has happened in.
I can't even begin to tell you how many people, just friends and family, that have seen me throughout the years and all the struggles and challenges I've faced, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. And even though I have grown dramatically just in 2 years, because a lot of the work I've been doing on myself, but now what they're noticing is just my health in general, and the positive aura or energy that I have due to that calming spirit that I think I've embraced due to the reduced anxiety. Exactly. And they just say, what is going on with you? You just have this difference that we can't put our finger on it, but you are just a totally different person.
Yeah. I've seen it in such a short time. And I actually have a name for it. Well, I don't think I've told you this.
What?
I call it the doTERRA glow.
Oh.
Because I watch people over and over and over again, including myself, that start using the products. They start taking the supplements. We'll talk more about that in a moment. They start using the oils, and they just start changing. And I feel like people start to become the best version of themselves.
Right.
And the oils help clear out the toxicity, whether that be physically, mentally, emotionally, psychically, like on all of those levels. The plant medicine clears it out. You know, these essential oils are our original medicine. You know, so if this is something that you think, well, what are those odd things? It's just that we've become so kind of brainwashed to think that our healthcare comes in a white pill, and disconnected from the fact that our healthcare came from plants and mindful living. And so to reconnect with this plant medicine is powerful on so many levels.
It really is.
So thank you for sharing that story.
Yes,
Yeah. It makes it, this is why I love doing this, because I could go on and on and on about how many stories I've seen. So many people, they start using the oils. And like I said, I have a friend recently that had been on pain meds pretty much his entire life. And because of doTERRA and with work with his doctor, he was able to transition off of those. And he called me and he said, this is the first time in my life, and I don't know when, that I've not been in pain and had to take several pharmaceuticals every day to get through the day.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that. I'm so passionate about helping people heal and feel better, because it impacts everything when you don't feel good.
Exactly.
It impacts your life with your family, your business, just being out in the world. Right. I remember there being days when I was ill that I would walk into the grocery store and I couldn't deal, and I would turn around and walk out even though I needed to get groceries. And I think, who is this person?
Yeah.
I can't go to the grocery store. What's wrong with me? But that's a really very real thing for a lot of people.
I can relate to that.
Okay, hold on. There we go. So next, let's talk about hormone balance. We actually, if this is something that you're struggling with, we have a larger protocol, but just for the sake of time, I'm just going to share one of our favorite products, and it's called Clary Calm. And it is also a blend of different essential oils, including clary sage, which is a very powerful hormone balance, and also Vitex. So it provides relief from cramps, nausea, hot flashes, and emotional swings. And we find that if you have trouble with your cycle, then actually putting a little bit on your wrists every day. I also love to rub it behind my ears. I'll even rub it over my ovaries. And then on the inside of your ankles is the acupressure point for your female organs. So if you use it every day, and I've also found that using this in combination with Slim and Sassy just really had an impact on my level of pain, on my level of energy. I know that you've also had a powerful experience with this. Will you also share that?
Absolutely. The Clary Calm is an oil I just put on every day, just like if I'm putting on perfume, but I put it on across my breasts. And I also suffer from endometriosis and polycystic ovarian syndrome, and would faint from the pain every month, or get really bad diarrhea because the cramps were so intolerable. And I also had an irregular period, or else I'd go a whole year with nothing, and then I would just spot. We're all girls, right? Yeah. So it was just very erratic and very frustrating, because your hormones are just doing this.
Yes.
Ever since I started using the Clary Calm, I would say maybe about January, February, my cramps are basically non-existent, or they're just barely noticeable. But what I've noticed more than anything is I don't have the PMS.
Right.
And I had horrible PMS 7 to 10 days before. I was like, yeah. And I think we can all relate to that. And this mood swing that was just very frustrating, because I didn't even recognize myself. Right. But with the Clary Calm, I've noticed that all of that has just stabilized. My body feels like it's in homeostasis. Amazing. And it's just incredible. And to have suffered with this my entire life, and then within a few months to feel like a normal human being. Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible.
And Clary Calm, one, it smells great.
Oh, yeah.
You wear as a perfume. And it's good for any age. So wherever anybody is at in their cycle, any age, whether you're just starting your cycle, whether you're premenopausal, even menopausal. It's also really good for men. It is marketed for women. You could put some tape around the bottle, but men have hormones too.
Yeah.
And it actually can also help you regulate men's hormones. Oops. So I want to share with you, this is a personal blend that my dear friend and business partner, Dr. Josie, created. She's a naturopath, and she's actually retired from her practice to educate people full-time about doTERRA. She feels like she can teach a lot of the principles of natural medicine and empower people to care for themselves at home and be more effective than she can working with patients one-on-one. So she actually retired from her 15-year medical practice just to do doTERRA. And this is a blend that I want to give her credit for. We blend so you can take an empty 15 ml bottle. So once you use up a bottle, you can use a bottle. And we use 10 to 20 drops of frankincense, geranium, wild orange, and grapefruit. And then you take some fractionated coconut oil and you just top off the bottle. You can actually just pop off. There's a little plastic insert called an orifice reducer, and you just pop that off, and then you can put it back in. And this is a blend that I, every morning, I actually rub it on my breast. So I call this the healthy breast blend. I rub it under my armpits. I rub it in my groin area. I will also tell you my little secret. I also add sandalwood and myrrh and cypress. I didn't want to overwhelm you with the formula, so you can start with this. That makes it a little bit more costly with the sandalwood and the myrrh. But you could also think of this as your anti-cancer breast blends. Again, putting these oils on your body every day are just going to help keep your cells in check. And essential oils can also help with healthy cell apoptosis. So we all, for instance, have cancer cells, and they should get killed off as they begin to multiply. But what happens with cancer is it takes over, right? And then our body can't kill it off. So essential oils, especially frankincense, will go in and keep that in check and help, get rid of cells that need to go.
Right.
So this is a beautiful blend. It smells great. It's a wonderful thing to add into your self-care routine in the morning, and I highly recommend giving it a try. Okay, so as I shared with you in the beginning, doTERRA is a wellness company, and although we are known mostly for our essential oils, our number one selling product is the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack. It is a combination of an omega, which is made up from land, sea, and essential oils. There's also a multivitamin complex, and there's also an antioxidant complex. If you were to take all the ingredients that are comprised in these three products and price them out and buy them individually, it would cost you well over $300.
Wow.
And this is something that you can get on your loyalty reward for an amazing deal. Collectively, they are going to promote healthier cardiovascular, nervous, and immune system function. They support healthy joint function and comfort. They're going to support your brain, your eyes, and your nervous system, your skin. They provide 22 essential vitamins and minerals to support normal growth, function, and maintenance of cells, and they're going to support healthy metabolism and cellular energy. doTERRA has put a tremendous amount of science and research into these supplements, and I have seen this product alone change people's lives. Illness usually comes down to two things: lack of cellular nutrition and cellular toxicity. And so if you give your body proper cellular nutrition and you help your body detox on a regular basis, that is going to address a whole host of problems as we have when we have a body, right? and it does it naturally. It does it effectively. Also, one leading cause of depression is actually caused from the lack of cellular nutrition. There's been studies that have been done for this, and we are having a more and more difficult time getting proper nutrition from our food.
Right.
Even if you eat organically and eat well, the phytonutrients have been bred out of our food source, and there's a lack of mineral content in our soil, etc. doTERRA supplements have also been designed to give you the optimal amount needed. There was a real boom for a while where we need mega this and mega that, and sometimes too much of one thing can be just as damaging is not enough. So these are also designed to give you, with kind of what they're considering sort of a normal diet, to give you your optimal range of supplementation. And we've also come into a period of time where pretty much everybody needs to be on supplements again because of the lack of nutrition we're getting from our food. And again, Elisa has a powerful experience about the LOV that she would like to share.
Well, I have taken so many supplements over the years, and I have spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month just taking supplements, trying to find relief for my fibromyalgia in particular. And I've also, when I read a book and they say, take this and take that, I go out and I buy it because we all want to feel better. So when I started taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, sometimes you don't notice you're feeling better until you don't.
Exactly.
And
it's so true.
Once I ran out, I delayed in ordering it, and I said, oh, well, I'll just order some later. But then I had 3 fibromyalgia flare-ups within a span of 2 weeks.
Wow.
And my husband said, what is going on? You were doing so much better, and here you are not doing well. You have no energy. Your pain's coming back. And I said, I'm not doing anything differently. The only thing I'm not doing is taking my vitamins. And I said, but it can't be my vitamins. Like,
right.
Vitamins aren't
They've never
potent.
worked that well before.
So he said, why don't you buy them, start taking them again, and let's see if you notice a difference. So I did, and I couldn't believe it. But I think by the second or third day, I just felt they plugged me into the wall. And the pain started to subside, and my mental clarity has just exactly what you mentioned earlier about the brain fog. That has been me for the past 8-9 years. And I even started to feel like I was stupid. I was slow because I would lose my words and I would go blank. And I even went to the doctor once thinking that maybe I had early Alzheimer's or dementia, because that's how bad it was. I'd be driving and I'd get lost.
I'm worried about that too. Yes.
And I'd get home and I'd think, how did I get home? That's how bad it was. Well, with the vitamins and the oils I've been taking, my mental clarity has just increased so much. I couldn't do this webinar. I couldn't remember what topics I was going to touch on or what stories I was going to share. And now I feel so much better just in general with my energy. I also take the Mitomax, which has helped me tremendously with my fatigue. Mitomax is another supplement that works with the mitochondria and the energy production of your cells.
And great for adrenal health. I take that every day.
I also had adrenal fatigue, and that's getting better. I also take the Deep Blue, which I mentioned earlier, and this Lifelong Vitality Pack. And so just the entire supplements that I'm taking are reducing my pain, giving me energy, helping me sleep. And I just feel like a new woman. And I'm on the road to recovery. You look like a new woman.
Well, that's why I wanted to have her here today, because I know many of you know her from being in You Women Together and remember her from last summer when she was in a bad car accident and just really struggling. And every time I see her, literally from month to month, I'm constantly blown away at how much better you're doing.
Well, one thing I realized is, as you who know me, I work with women that have a lot of emotional and mental healing because of trauma or abuse, depression and anxiety. And I realized that because I wasn't feeling well physically, that was really affecting my mental and my emotional health.
And it does.
And I thought, if I don't have the physical component taken care of, how can I address these other issues, and how can I help other women address them? So that's when I started really focusing on all the physical ailments that were holding me back. And now that I'm making progress in that area, I can really start to embrace the other facets of my business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a whole nother conversation, but to be successful in our business, we must be healthy and have a container that can actually hold that success and the demands and the stresses from running your own business.
Right.
So we really can't afford not to take care of ourselves, because it will cost us in our lives and in our business. So just one last thing about this product. doTERRA feels so strongly about it that they will give you a 30-day back money guarantee. If you take it and you're not impressed, you can return empty bottles for a full refund. I recommend committing to taking it for a minimum of 3 months. And again, if you don't notice much, then go off of it and see, because sometimes you forget and you don't realize how much better you've actually been feeling until you go off of it. I take it, my family takes it, my mother takes it. It took me a while to get her off her Costco supplements, but now she won't go back either. So we really recommend giving it a try. And if you're new to it, then we recommend starting with a half dose, taking that for a couple of weeks, see how your body does, and then work up to the full dose, which is recommended on the label. So we're going to wrap it up. I just want to share with you how to get started. We so appreciate you taking the time to join us today. It's been a pleasure to be here with you, and we want to help you get started. So the best way to get your oils is to join doTERRA as a wellness advocate. Now, that does not mean that you ever have to do the business. It's just the account that we recommend everybody get, whether you want to just purchase the oils at wholesale, and or if you do want to do the business, there's certainly that opportunity. But this is just the general overall account. So there's 3 ways to purchase. If you just want to try an oil out, excuse me, like you just want a bottle of Immortelle or a bottle of peppermint, you just want to see how it goes, then you can start with a retail purchase. You can go to my website, you can go to Lisa's website, and you can just make a purchase. You can talk to us at eWomen, we can sell something to you, we can bring it to you, whatever works for you. However, the most intelligent way is to really set up a wholesale account with the Loyalty Rewards program. When you set up your wholesale account, you will receive a 25% discount on all purchases. You will also, with the Loyalty Rewards, receive 10 to 30% back on free product credits. So every time you make a purchase of 50 points, which pretty much equals $50 or more, you get money back. Last year, at the end of the year, I had about $800 of free product credits.
Free.
Yeah, so I did all my Christmas shopping and everything. They charged a $3 processing fee, but it was, I had $800 of free products. So they will reward you for being a loyal customer. Now, if you begin like we did, I never, ever thought I would be part of a network marketing company, to be honest with you. I wasn't looking for it, but I fell in love with the oils so much. They so changed my life that I naturally began to share. And little checks started coming in, and that got my attention. And then I started to take it more seriously. And I have since retired from my photography career. I've been able to retire my husband 7 years early from his corporate job. doTERRA has brought incredible abundance into my life. And so if that's something that interests you, we can talk more with you about that. But when you have the Loyalty Rewards program in place, and that qualifies you to receive income, and then you also get your shipping costs back and free product credits. So it's a super flexible program. You have full control of what date it sends. You're only required to buy 1 item a month. And the Loyalty Reward program is also optional. So whatever fits your needs the best, we can accommodate. Again, I talked a little bit about the Loyalty Reward program. This handsome man, of course, will deliver your oils to you every month. And the way the program works is that in the first 1 to 3 months, you get 10% back. And then as you continue to spend 50 points or more, which again is about $50, you go up 5%. And then at a year, you're going to get that 30% back. Now, there are programs that can jump you right into the 20 to the 30% back right off the bat, and we can talk to you about that more in person if you're interested. We have a lot of kits to choose from. We have them at a lot of different price ranges. You can do the $35 fee and buy a few products. So again, it really can fit any budget. This is one of my favorites. It's a Natural Solutions kit, and it gives you a good range of products, plus a cute little box, a diffuser, and the toothpaste, which we didn't talk about, but it's awesome. It's all essential oils. You can go to my website, which you'll see at the bottom of the screen, which is mydoterra.com/Aisha Harley. And then also we have special bonuses for you. Anybody who enrolls is going to receive a personalized wellness consult from either Eliza and or myself, because we really want to make sure, again, that you're getting the products that you need, that you know how to use them. We take this very seriously. We really like to spend time with you and setting you up for success. And then we are here for ongoing support. So we don't just sell you some oils and disappear. You get us for life.
Oh, yeah.
We have an amazing community. Our organization, my team, is called Essential Wellness, and we have a Facebook support page just for our members, and you have access to that. You can go in and ask questions. We post articles and recipes and have conversation. It's a very active page. We also have an awesome little 12 essential oil tips and tricks delivered to your inbox, which is a free gift for joining. You also have access to our essential oil education calls. And we also offer educational webinars monthly. They are also recorded, so you can watch them at any time. And then if the business interests you, we have an entire business training. We have mentoring. We have so much going on in our community to support you at whatever level is comfortable for you. There's never any pressure around how much to buy or doing the business or any of that. It's just very relaxed, and we just love you wherever you're at. We also have one other bonus. If you sign up before July 31st, hopefully sooner than that, and you do an opening order of 150 points, which again is just about $150, you will actually receive a free bottle of Motivate and Cheer, which is also a $60 value. So lots of fun things for you when you join. And then there's a couple options. We would love to just connect with you directly. So you can either email myself or Eliza through Facebook. You can tag us on the page, the eWomen Network page, and we can set up a consultation with you and help you set up your account, help you figure out what the package is best for you, and walk you through that process. However, if you are anxious just to get rolling right now and you're more of a do-it-yourself person, you can go to my website. The link again is at the bottom of the page, and you'll see at the top it says join and save. You then want to open up a wholesale account. There's two different kinds of accounts. So you want to do the wholesale account, and you just fill out the form and get started. It's super easy. So that wraps up our webinar today. Again, we want to thank you all so much for joining us. You can find more information again on the website, so please look there. Please reach out to either one of us for support. We are here to support you. And I want to thank you so much for sharing your story, for being here, and just for simply being amazing.
Oh,
just love you so much.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, just thank you for having me, first of all.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed sharing some of my personal journey with you. And I'm telling you that taking that first step is all you really need to embrace a different lifestyle and embrace a healthier, better you.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you all very much. And we will send the recording out for those of you that were not able to join us live, and have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Good job.
Oh, here we go.